Chaz Billingsworth here. This is what I hope my future children look like. Little tiny caricatures of me, because who's better than me? No one, because I'm Chaz Billingsworth.
For a large portion of my life, I have lived inside the lines. And by that, I'm talking about one of my two main tools, which is the paper and pen. My main tool has, if I can get my hands on it, if I can, it kind of drives me crazy, but a Mead college-ruled 70 count 3-ring binder notebook. And I've been doing that since September 29th, 1991. So that journal, which I started probably midway through being here in Palm Beach, it's probably my 58th journal, maybe 58th to 60th journal of my life on paper. But when I first got down here, after working with my friend Mandy on the previous project, she inspired me to get an art notebook, and I just started creating outside the lines and getting markers and finding new ways to catalog ideas, and really I've used this notebook to get very clear on who I am and who I want to be in the world. And when I first got down here, I connected to the internet at my buddy's place, and for some reason it created a bug, and I couldn't figure it out for about a month. And so every time I tried to log on to the internet, I had to run a wireless diagnostic, and it took me 10 to 15 minutes, and it threw my whole writer routine off. And I'm pretty disciplined about what I do every day, at least the first part of the day. The funny thing is by not being knocked out of my productivity routine, i.e. creating this book proposal, I went really deep into this notebook outside of the lines, and it's a metaphor for what I'm trying to do in life. And that notebook is about me getting really in tune and really centered in what I'm doing and what I want to create and who I want to be and the people I want to surround myself with and the stance I want to make in the world. And I didn't know how that was going to happen when I was a young writer, and I felt very stuck. I had debt and every other thing under the sun, especially that internal voice and fear. God, a massive amount of fear. And the fear is partly like, how is this going to happen? And the other part is about being open and honest and vulnerable and expressive. And I think that's why a lot of the world is fucked up, because people are suppressed because they're fearful of other people judging them, and so they become something that they're not, or they fall into line with what their parents wanted them to do. Or in my last video, I was talking about how I am the mystery, and we all are our own mystery. And the more kind of internal work you do, the deeper into this labyrinth you go. And the deeper in you go, the harder it is to get out, because you see a deeper alternative reality. And you start to understand that I can actually create anything I want. So I'm really throwing myself into this philosophy, especially by doing these videos. It kind of holds me accountable to this way of life. It's not like I'm swinging or anything. It's not a way of life. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to become the embodiment of this philosophy. And I believe in it, so I'm pretty sure that the unknown is going to continuously show up. If I leap into the unknown, it is going to continuously show up to me in amazing and profound ways. A year ago right now, I would be slipping into the darkest period of my life, and I didn't want to go on. Every time I walked past a bridge, I was like, how long would it take gravity to take me from there to the down? And would there be any pain involved? And now I'm sitting on a beach in Palm Beach, and I just, I was in like the most abundant space of my life during the pandemic. And my work was found by a teacher in Honduras, and so it was taught to schools in Honduras and then in Mexico, and at one point I was like, well, maybe I want to write for TV, and all of a sudden I'm talking to a producer and a writer from The Simpsons and The Office, and I mean, I was meditating on abundance. So now I need to get more clear on like whittling down that abundance. Like, okay, so I'm producing all these things. I'm generating all of these things in my life. And this is something that a mentor of mine in San Miguel, Linda Hampton, taught me. She's like, you're obviously a very powerful generator. Look at everything that shows up in your life, but you have to get very clear on what you want. And that has traditionally been the really hard part, because I think it's a little scary to get clear on what you want, because you're like, well, I want this, but what if it doesn't show up, and what if this is all an illusion, this kind of way of thinking and everything like that. But I mean, that actually takes away from this way of thinking, because it's about creating and getting out of the way and letting that unknown event show up in a profound way that you could never have ever imagined. I mean, a year ago, I couldn't even imagine my future. And now I can barely even remember that person, myself. I don't even want to think about that person. I mean, I have compassion for that person, but it was such a diminished aspect of who I really am. And what I got very clear on during this time is I am the evolution of consciousness in the written word. I know it's a fucking ballsy statement, but I am is the power of directed consciousness. So if I say I am that, then why shouldn't I be that? Why couldn't I be that? The quantum field is all about a field of infinite possibilities. So just in the last day or two, I added to that, I am the evolution of consciousness and healing in the written word, because that's what I'm trying to do. I would love to bring healing to the world. And how do I do that? I start by me. I start working on me, and I am, you know, I've got a lifetime of wounds, but it's kind of amazing the acceleration now that I am putting my attention and focus on it. I mean, the acceleration of what is appearing in my life, and then I can just observe it, and I'm like, okay, that's not me anymore. I don't have to be that. That is the unconscious program that was keeping me from connection, from success, from etc., relationships, etc., 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 whatever you want. I mean, I'm just a reflection of the universal, so I'm pretty sure that a lot of us are going through this experience. So, in closing, the motherfucking sun's going down, and I'm moving to California, and I feel like something big is waiting for me there. And I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's just the person I'm going to work with and the mentorship I will receive, but I'm creating a big space for the unknown, and I am ready for the magnificent splendor of the mystery to ascend upon me and expand my consciousness so that I can write about bigger, better, and more profound things, and that I can heal myself at a deeper level. Because if I can heal myself at a deeper level, then I become more wholeness. And when I become more wholeness, that is what I begin to radiate out into the world. So that's my motherfucking goal, bitches. Boom! Cut. God damn it!